What do you think of the new varieties that Gary has produced? Ugly Betty's one of them, of course. Well, you like the Ugly Betty a lot.
I
2 years
like
ago,
the
right?
Ugly Betty. I wish it were more consistent in its flavor. Of course, a lot of mangoes have that problem. The rainy years, they're not as sweet. And but I love the Ugly Betty, and I wish it was a prettier name, but it suits the fruit. It really does.
The fruit flavor also varies by how much calcium and potassium and other minerals that the tree has received lately. So if one fertilizes with those 1 year and not another year, you probably will notice a difference in sweetness and general flavor.
Lemon meringue is very, very good. It has a mild flavor though. I like a little more zap to a mango, you know, a little more spark.
Like its daughter, the lemon zest.
Yeah, the lemon zest has a real good zesty flavor to it, and it's a bigger fruit.
How about Pineapple Pleasure? You're sort of trying to go through.
Oh yeah, good for you. I
should
should have brought a list with me because I forget them when I get out and about seeing all this beautiful scenery around. What do you think about the Pineapple Pleasure, Har?
One of the better mangoes I ever tasted, but I think I only tasted it once because even though the original tree was huge, there were only 3 or 4 fruits on it in 2015, and I hear that's typical.
It's not a heavy producer. There's a tree at the nursery that I believe Walter Top worked, and it has had some fruit on it. The fruit are huge, and I believe it's a Springfield seedling, and it tastes like pineapple. However, they'll drop on the ground if you don't pick them. The minute you see them turn a little bit yellow, and them being so big, they bruise. But it's a very delicious mango if you can get one.
Yeah, I have a rather young tree. It was maybe 6 feet, a little bit more than 6 feet this last year, and I think we had about 10 fruit on it.
Hey, you're lucky.
That was, yeah. And you know, the fruit are
this
pretty
location
like
is
2.5 pounds or something each.
Yeah,
I mean, they're big fruit.
They're a big fruit, and that's very good. No, you're high and dry here, Chris. You have the ideal place for mangoes.
And it's within the influence of the sea breeze, so
Yes.
that's even more important than being high and dry.
Yeah, the closer to the Gulf Stream, I remember Daddy used to say, the better off the mango trees are, because they get that sea breeze and it doesn't get real cold.
The sea breeze pushes back the night fogs. Also, it rains less here than a mile or 2 further west.
Yes. You're lucky.
So, Seacrest. You got that mango,
That's a
right?
good mango. It's a good mango. It stays sort of clean. It's very productive. If I'm thinking of the Seacrest,
Yes.
are you think? I'm thinking. See, there's a 4033 and a 4036. And
That's the 4036, the Seacrest.
Okay.
The original tree in 2015 certainly was not very productive.
okay, 4036 is the one that was closer to the fence.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the Seacrest. I get them confused because
All the numbers, yeah.
all the numbers.
So it's seedling Seacrest there with only maybe a dozen fruit on it. You know,
It
that
wasn't-
impressed me poorly, although the flavor
the
was
flavor
fine.
is very good.
How about Edgar?
Edgar's a one that hasn't been promoted a lot.
It
And it
definitely
has
has
a
some
good
fans out there. I haven't yet tasted the fruit, I don't think. I've got the plant going. I've top worked a tree to Edgar. So I'm relying on you and Har for that particular variety.
It's plain looking, kind of smallish, but clean, no disease resistant, and a nice long season, kind of like K3. You pick Edgar for months, and the flavor's at least very good.
It is. It's very good. I'm surprised that it hasn't been on the market earlier, to tell you the truth.
I guess that a couple of years ago, like a batch of grafted Edgar just sort of disappeared or got lost out in the nursery because there was like a record of doing 80 or 90 of them, but then nobody could find them.
Well, we did some one year for Walter because it's more or less the tree that Walter had, the variety that he had promoted.
Yeah.
And so we grafted quite a few for him.
So we
And
had
he
to go
bought
over
them
to
and-
his place to buy them. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what happened to most of them. And then some of them got mixed up in the Edward section in the nursery because of the
Similar
abbreviations on the pots, and they got sold as Edward, which was a sad mistake, although Edward's very good, don't get me wrong, but it's a different mango. But anyway, I think that's what happened one year. You can't, nothing's perfect. You do your best, and sometimes the language barrier interferes. And that's all you can say about that.
So maybe we can just do one more at this point. Could you tell us the background of the Marlys mango?
I really don't know the background.
Well, you know your relationship with that tree.
Well, I remember seeing the tree at my little brother's house for many years, and it was a nicely shaped tree, a big tree, and it had colorful big fruit on it, about the size of a Hayden, although it didn't have the strings that the Hayden has. But it had a long season. I could go pick one at the end of May and maybe find one in June and July, and then later on, and it had such a long season, and it was a colorful, pretty mango. I just liked it a lot, and I wondered why he didn't name it. And he didn't know. He just had so many he didn't want any more named at that point. And I said, well, I think you should name that one. He said, well, I'll name it you then. So he named it after me.
Yeah, I have tasted that. I was over at Walter's, and he sampled a Marlys mango, and it was a very nice mango. I enjoyed it.
You know, it's nothing real special, but it does have a good mango flavor.
Right,
And
it's a good solid mango, very attractive fruit.
Yep, and a long season, which I think is important when you have a tree.
Yeah, a good standard mango flavor. Very good. Nothing exotically spicy. Just if you like mango in general, Marlys mango will suit you fine.
Yeah, and it would be great for homeowners with having such a long season too. You wouldn't have to worry about having all of the mangoes being ready in 2 weeks.
Absolutely,
like some of the Glen
and
stuff. Yeah.
The Glen is.
And we can